Today's video, probably saw it in the title already, that's probably why you picked it, but today's video, I'm going to be talking about a outfit that I saw it was a random Google search that I did when I was doing last year's costume video. The costume I am talking about is the October 31st submission to my October 2020 costumes. I will only be working on part of it for this video. The other part I will be putting in another video. It's very captivating outfit. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. It's the jacket, but that's besides the point. I did the whole thing. So these are the different fabrics I will be using for the Sofia Falcone costume I'm working on. I have a linen-like fabric that I will be using for the trousers. I want to say I have about 2 yards. I might need a little bit more than that for the trousers, and this right here is the trouser pattern I will be using. It does say like this pattern specifically is made to be played with, which is great because that's what I do with all patterns, and I like that they recognize this. Anyway, so that right there is the trousers. This material right here is a charmeuse satin textured fabric. It is a off-white or beige color. I believe the website called it off-white. One that I haven't found a pattern for yet, but this is also one that would be very easy to just drape and figure out on my own. I was having issues, so I ended up calling my mom to see if she could help me at all with figuring out how to get the fly to work properly and to do what it's supposed to do, which is such a pain in the butt. Pattern isn't really explaining it in a way that makes sense to me, but that's probably part of that is probably because I'm not very good at following patterns, and I don't enjoy doing that. I'll cut out the pieces and be like, meh, I got this. I don't got this. This is the fly. When you get here, from here to here is all a basting stitch. And then I iron this flat. You take the zipper and you attach it open, which I'm not used to doing it like that, but that's what she's saying. So it says to attach one side to just this part and then to fold it back over, and then I think it says to like scooch part of this over and then go again, but on both layers. I don't know, it's really confusing. This is what I have right now. I do not feel like much of an adult whenever I have to call my mom and ask her for help on things that I should know how to do already, but here we are. The explanation she was giving me about what the instructions were saying basically boils down to it's all for aesthetic purposes. There's no reason to be bending myself out of shape, because everything that it was explaining to me, that I was trying to figure out how it would logically work, and how the way that they were telling me to do it was better than anything else that I'd done before. It doesn't matter because it's not for any practical purpose. It doesn't matter what I do with the fly at this point, because as long as it's attached, as long as the zipper is attached, then it'll work, and I'll make it look good, so it'll be fine. But the whole confusion that I was having with how the instructions were talking about the zipper doesn't matter. So this whole long little aside, I guess, was for naught. All right, so the zipper is done. This is what it looks like on the outside. And now you can see why I was so annoyed about how it was just an aesthetic choice, because this right here, where my forefinger is, that's where the line was being sewn. And you can't really see it. Like, you can kind of see it in the right light, like right there you can see it. But unless you're less than a foot away from my crotch, you're not going to be able to see this line. So it's not going to matter. This next part that we'll be working on is the shirt. And from what I can tell, it's a... Honestly, the only pictures I could find are from about here down. So I have no idea what the strap thing is doing. This is also one of the few things that I don't have a pattern for. Reference photos that I have seen have it as a satiny beige off-white color. What I'm going to do is a tank top, but right here the neckline is very slightly slouched, I guess boat necked thing, but it is a little slouched, so it has like a little bit like that going on. And the only thing I could find was a like massive, the whole thing is all drapey like that, and I don't want that. So my next best option is to make it up as I go along, and that's exactly what I will be doing. I took measurements already. We're going to get to pattern making. Okay, I did a quick mock-up. This is different material, so it's going to lay differently. I do think adding more space here will probably end up with it being slightly more drapey, like that. I think this might actually be perfect. So this is what it looks like in the front. This is what it looks like in the back. Since this is just a tank top, I'm not going to fit it too well, because if I did that, I'd have to add like a zipper or something. So I think we're gonna go with this. All right, we're at the trying on stage, and as you can see, this does not fit at all. I did make it too big, so I should be able to make it smaller easier. So that's the back. Clearly, like I said, I need to fix the straps because you can't even tell, but they are supposed to be crisscrossed. These are entirely too large. There we go. I think what I might do is I'll add a zipper in the back, so that'll take up a big chunk of it. Also, I can make it a little bit more form-fitting and still be able to get it on. Okay, so this was so aggravating that I ended up watching a tutorial on YouTube. But the really aggravating part is the measurements that they gave me to do this correctly. I basically had it. So it said up here, the measurement for this is supposed to be from here to here is supposed to be like a fourth of your bust plus, no, minus like 3 centimeters or something. And I measured it just to see if it would turn out correctly because I'm like, I have this material. I don't know if I have enough to make a whole additional one. So let's see if I can use this. I measured this and it was the exact measurements that I would need. 13 centimeters down, which is like 5.5 or something inches. You do a quarter of your bust plus however many inches. And I measured this, and of course it was incorrect. But the measurement that they told me to do here, like from your neckline down to your bust line, I measured that, and it was the exact measurement, or really, really close to the measurement that would get me to where I needed to be, just like just like way too far away. But it was I was on the right path. This is just me thinking I'm a little bit bigger than I am, or trying to figure out how to get it over my head. So all of my measurements are, I mean, a couple of them are astonishingly on point. You may have noticed from the fact that you've only seen the trousers and the blouse in this video and how much time is remaining that this costume is actually going to be a two-parter. I want you guys to be able to see the alterations I make. I know that not all of this is going to be interesting to everyone, but I do want to have this available in case if anyone is like, well, this is a costume that I want to try, but I don't know how to manipulate a pattern. I do. In the TV show, she wears a pair of heels. Unfortunately, they are like a beige color. They're nude heels, and I don't own nude heels, and I am not planning on buying nude heels. I do have a couple of different options. I have a pair of black heels, a pair of pink heels, and a pair of sneakers. I have option number 1, always classic, black heels. These are heels that I got about 5 years ago for a wedding. I was told I had to wear heels and that they had to be black. These guys, they are kind of hard to focus on. Anyway, these guys, they have a little strap to them. They're kind of tall, but I like them. Second option are these pink heels. They're a faux suede, and they have a double strap. They aren't quite the same shade of pink as the jacket, but I figure if I'm going to wear heels, they might work. I'm still not sure about that, so I'm deciding. The third option. Now, this option is not probably going to work because they're Converse. But they're pink Converse. They're Converse that are roughly the same color as the jacket. It's a different material though, so it's not gonna look quite the same. My problem with this is the setting of the TV show. Now, I've been saying that it's 90s, and that was what I assumed, but I read a little, I think it's the Wikipedia page, I don't know, it said something about being set in the 70s, but everyone's carrying around like laptops and cell phones, and so when I heard that there were cell phones, I'm like, well, it could be the 90s, that'd be fine. But then I saw one of the cell phones, and I'm like, that is not a cell phone I remember being in the 90s. What are you doing? So these would work, but I don't think it's the 90s. And moreover, Converse weren't the go-to shoe in the 90s. From what I remember, it was Vans. Vans were the in shoe. Maybe that was just with skaters. I did see them in period pieces. I still have to decide on the shoe. I think I know what I'm going to do, but let's go ahead and try on what we have. So that's the video for the week. In that bit before, I am wearing the pink heels, mostly because I think it was wishful thinking on my part to include the Converse. The little that I know of the character, there's no way that Sofia Falcone would wear sneakers with a dressed up business outfit. Even if she's just wearing it to do a light bit of murder. One thing that I would change about this so far, I would put a necklace on it. If it were me and I was styling this myself, I was given the outfit and told, hey, what else would you do to this? I'd slap a necklace on. The next video is going to be the jacket. And then at the very end of that, I will show you the full outfit. I will probably still go with the pink heels. If you want to see the full thing, either tune into the next video or wait for me to post it on Instagram, I guess. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!